Hey romance readers, welcome back to AdoreR. How's everyone doing today? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day because I am. I got some good recommendations for you today. People, I've been on a rampage reading books because they've been so good. Everyone I picked up was better than the last. I can't believe it because you know you read one book, then you read the next book, and the next book be like, yeah, I don't think so. But all the ones I've read has been keepers. I can't believe it. So let's get started on my recommendations for today. I can't wait for you all to try these books out. I hope you do, because if you don't, you're missing out, people. So first up I have, I added some books to my TBR because I remember last time I told everyone that I was all off the script with my TBR and I was reading Mr. Moneybags, and I did recommend Mr. Moneybags and I finished it. I think I mentioned that I was reading on it and I was enjoying it and I was going to go ahead and recommend it. Well, I'm going to stick to that. I highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. Mr. Moneybags. I hope you can see that. It's by, I know I couldn't get her name right either. I was saying V-I, but I think it's by Keeland and Penelope Ward. If you haven't read this, you need to. Excellent book. I really enjoyed it. It's a twist and turn in there somewhere. I'm not even gonna, I think I explained it a little bit more in my other video, so go check that out if you want a little bit more on this story. But you need to check it out, people. It was really good. The couple, they met on the elevator. I think I mentioned that before, and that's all I'm gonna say. And from there, it's topsy-turvy. So that's Mr. Moneybags by Keeland and Penelope Ward. So this was so good, gave it a thumbs up. I said, let me go see, can I find what else they've written. So and I also was on Goodreads, and I was putting my little synopsis up in there with what I thought about the book and how good it was. And at the bottom they had some more books by them, so I said, went down there and checked, because I was going to go check them out anyway because the book was so good. I said, let me go find some more by these two writers. So I went down there and they had Stuck Up Soup. That's the next book that they wrote together. Let me show you that one. So that's why I said I got all off script on my TBR again, because I started reading that one. I know. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm never gonna get to this TBR because if I can get it to come up. Come on now, what's going on? It was doing so good too. So let me see, can I get this other book to come up by them? It's called Stuck Up Soup. Here it is. By Keeland and Penelope Ward. Another excellent book. And this, and I wrote down the name of the characters because you know I'm not good with these names. The character in this book, her name is, I hope I'm pronouncing it, Soroya Vanidetta. I think she's Italian or something. And his name is Graham Morgan, and they meet on a train. And he's talking on his telephone. He's a businessman, of course, and he's going off on somebody. So that's why she knows him, because I guess he's talking all loud on the phone and going off on somebody. And that's when she noticed him. So when he get up and leave, he drops his phone and she picks it up. But she don't return to him right away, because you know she kind of attracted to him. And so she go down his list of names and she calls somebody on it so she can find out who the phone belonged to. And a woman answered, and she said, Graham Morgan, what are you calling me? And calling me for, because I guess her and him done had a little, you know, let's just say, you know, a little loss between them two. And she talked to the lady, and she tell Soroya about Graham, and it go from there. And then she go look him up on the internet, and she find out where his office is. So she go to his office to return the phone, and let's just say he got some attitude problem going on, because he don't even see her, and he won't even come out of his office to meet her to get it, because she said, I got something that belong to you, and he was like, nah, I ain't hearing it. So she take a picture of her legs and her feet and her behind and leave that on there, and then she leave her telephone number on his in his phone. So of course everything take off from there, because you know he got to call her. But I tell you, I like this better than even the first. Even though I love the first book too, I like this one even better. I hope you can see it here, stuck up suit. So I like this so much, I went and ordered the book. So I also got a haul here. Some books here I don't order, so it should be in there, and I'll show it to you when I open it. But if you haven't read this, you need to. These two writers, I call them the dynamic duo because they haven't done any wrong on these two books. These are the first books I read by them, and the first one was excellent. This was even more excellent. I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm trying to read some books by just each author single alone. I think Keeland got some books out there. I think Penelope Ward too, but I haven't read any, you know, of their books of them writing by themselves. So I'm gonna go check that out. But I will keep reading the books by both of these authors together, because so far they can do no wrong. So check that out. Stuck Up Suit and Mr. Moneybags. I highly, highly recommend it. Two thumbs up. You see my thumb right here? Can't go wrong. And so after I read that, I got stuck. I'm still off my TBR. I did read some of my TBR, but I'm still off of it. I was on my on Instagram, and a picture came up. I fell in love with the picture of this book, so hopefully I can find it. It'll come up here real quick. If my camera goes out, I'll just keep recording, because I know how to put them together now. It'll automatically put itself together, so I ain't have nothing to worry about. And this book is called Dirty English. Now, I fell in love with this cover, so I was like, let me read the synopsis of this. This is called Dirty English. Isn't that a great cover? I really, really love it. Dirty English caught my attention, so I was like, I hope this book is good. So I I know I mentioned Kindle Unlimited on here before, but if you don't have Kindle Unlimited, you need to get it. You need to scrape up $9.99 and get Kindle Unlimited, because I read this book for free and it was excellent. So I'm highly, highly recommending this one too. And I'll read you a little bit of a synopsis on this. And also, he's a street fighter, and this is like a YA, because both of them are in college. If I can get this to come up here, I'll read a little synopsis. There are 3 things you need to know about Elizabeth. Yes, her name is Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice. Really? I hate when they do stuff like that, but that was the only downfall in this book. Other than that, the book was excellent. She's smart as a whip, always in control, and lives by a set of carefully crafted rules. She's learned the hard way that people you love the most always hurt you in the end. But then she meets Declan Bay, the new neighbor at her apartment complex. A tattooed British, and then he was British too, and then he was a street fighter. Oh my goodness, I was like, I'm all in. He's the campus bad boy she's supposed to avoid. But when he saves her from a frat party gone bad, all her rules about sex and love fly out the window. She gives him one night of unbridled passion, but he longs for more. Well, people, I was sold. So obviously, you know, I went and had to purchase the book. I purchased the book for this cover. This cover, what can I say? I don't know. I love it. So the book, I think I got the book over here that I ordered, and I'll show that to you when I open up those packages. So if you haven't read Dirty English, try it out. And he has a twin brother, people. Yes, I also went and downloaded the second book in this series, and it's called, let me go down here. I hope it's down here. I'll bring that up. I haven't read this yet, but I'll show you the cover. I don't like this cover as much as I like the first one, but it's okay. But it's about his brother. So I did download this also. I just show you the cover. I'm not going to even read the synopsis of this. It's Filthy English. This is the second book in the series. So I've already downloaded that. I haven't read it yet, but I'll let you know what I think about it when I finish it. But like I said, I highly, highly recommend the first book, Dirty English. Excellent, excellent book. I really, really enjoyed it. And next on my list here, finally, I can get to my TBR. This was on my TBR. I don't know why I hadn't read this. I don't know why I was taking so long. I don't know. I felt like it wasn't really going to be like even though it said romance. You know how some you read the romance, but there's not a lot of romance in there or something. It's all dealing with the characters and the adventure that they're having and just a little bit of romance. But this book right here blew me out of the water. If you haven't read this, you need to, because I love it. I love it. I really, really love it. So, and it's a 3-book series. I use it on, like I've mentioned on here before. Why do you do 3 or 4 books? Well, 5 books. 3 books, still kind of iffy. But I read this. I went and purchased the 2nd book, which is called, let me write that. I wrote it down here. Let me find it. Breath of Fire. It's already out. And the 3rd book, I had to pre-order that because I don't think that's coming out until next year. So I don't know if I'm going to read the 2nd book, because I want to. When I got this, I started not to get the 2nd book until the 3rd book come out, but I just had to get it because I think I want to read it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold out to next year to finally read the ending. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, because this book right here, it had magic, which I love. It had Greek mythology, which I love, and it had finally the PD. I can't even say it. Resistance, or however you want to say it. Romance. Oh my goodness. This book, I highly recommend it. If you haven't read it, you need to check it out. It's Amanda Bouchet, A Promise of Fire, and I hope the other 2 books will be even more better than this one, because this right here, I can't say I highly recommend this enough. And I'll read you a little of the synopsis. Cat Catella Fista lives disguised as a soothsayer in a traveling circus. She's perfectly content avoiding the danger and destiny of the gods, and her homicidal mother has saddled her with. That is until Griffin, an ambitious warlord from the magic-deprived South, fixes her with his steely glaze and upsets her illusion of safety forever. And Griffin, the hero in this, I like them tall, dark, silent type, and he seems always to be in control. You know, whatever she does, it never upsets him. He just stay on that. Because she's the excitable one, and she's the one who always like, I'm a go-getter, and she be telling him he's too nice. How you gonna rule a country and you so nice or whatever? But he ain't all that nice. When he go in, he go all in. But I guess she's not used to that, because her mother is from what you don't meet her mother in this, because but she's always describing you know, she to herself, she's talking about her mother. And let me tell you this, her mother is not too nice. She's a hard case. So when she meets Declan, and not Declan, I don't know why I want to call him Declan, Griffin, it's just a whole nother, she's not used to that. So I'm just going to highly recommend it. You need to check it out. It's Amanda Bouchet, A Promise of Fire. And like I said, the 3-book series. The 2nd book is Breath of Fire, and the 3rd book is Heart of Fire. If you like reading your books all together, you might need to wait till the 3rd book come out. And I saw that it said on there like it come out January I wrote it down here, January the 2nd of next year. But hopefully, I hope that changed and it come out before this year, and I hope so. But I might, like I said, I really enjoyed this, so I might read the 2nd book. Even though I'm gonna have to wait the next year till the other one come out. I don't know, but I'll let you know. And I'm supposed to get the 2nd book tomorrow. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, and that's Amanda Bouchet, A Promise of Fire. If you haven't read it, you need to check it out. I highly recommend it. And what else did I have? I also had put this on my TBR. It wasn't on my original one, but I put it on there for this year, and I finished this, Tiger Prince, Erin St. Clair. And when was this? I think I might have mentioned this in my last video, but I'll go over it again. This was published in 1989, and this is written by it's Sandra Brown, but she writing as Erin St. Clair. And I really enjoyed this. If you haven't read this before, you need to check it out. It was a great book. I highly recommend it. And this was about Claire Blakemore, and his name is Derek Allen, but he's really he's part Arab and part American, because his father and his mother met in college, and his father is an Arab and his mother is from America. And I think this is set in America or probably England, one of them, I don't remember. And he meets Claire in Jamaica, because she worked for the government, and she took a she did something, she messed up something, and her boss was on her, and I guess she just had got a divorce or whatever, ain't been too long, got a divorce, and I guess you know, when you're going through something, your mind don't really be on work, and she messed up something, and he told her she need to get it together, or he gonna have to let her go, and he told her she need to go take a vacation and get herself together. So she went to Jamaica, and that's where she meets Derek, and they have a little fling there. And since his dad is an Arab, you know, they don't oil, they oil no oil wells and whatever. He's always in the somebody always following him with a camera trying to get a picture or whatever, and he take picture of these two together on the beach and stuff like that. And he said he's going to trying to blackmail them because she since she know Derek is kind of not in her league, so she leaves Jamaica and runs back home. And that's when I guess the government people, whoever, show up at her door and said they need to talk to her because they think she done gave Derek information. She's giving out government information, so it all goes from there. But I really enjoyed it. I hope I explained it a little bit. I'm not good at explaining these books, but that's a little bit of a synopsis of what's going to happen here. And it's Tiger Prince, Erin St. Clair. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't read this before, check it out. I know it's an older book, so hopefully you can find it. I really highly recommend it. And what else I have here? The last book I'm going to recommend here is Gina Conkel. I don't know if I recommended this on the channel before. I can't remember. But I was looking through my books on my Nook, and I remember this. I was planning on ordering this book, but I never did. And so I went to order it, but obviously they done changed the cover, and I did not like the cover, what they put on here. I love this cover. Excellent cover, but they've done something else with the cover now. So I was like, no. But while I was on there looking for this book, I highly recommend this one too. This is North Joule, and it's like a Viking novel. I really enjoyed it. Did I write anything about let me see here. Can I find it here? I'll read you a little synopsis of this if I can find it. Let me see, can I find it here somewhere? Can I pull it up and I'll read you a little bit of that. But it's an excellent book. Like I say, I really enjoyed it. If you hadn't read it, you need to check it out. Let me see, can I pull this up? And I also show you the new cover that they put on here. And let me know what you think about the new cover. Hopefully it'll come up. Here it is right here. This is the new cover, what they got on here. They always, I don't know what the problem is. They always messing with something. I guess the book cover and the ebook cover can't be the same. I don't know. But here it is. This is a new cover of North Joule by Gina Conkel. And I'll read you a little bit of synopsis. Let me get that here. If I can get it to come up. Come on. Here. Stolen by marauding Danes, Elena's desperate to escape their camp. Her unlikely savior, a fierce Viking chieftain named Håkon, who takes her to the frozen north. Håkon wants to lay down his sword and live a peaceful farmer's life. Sorry about that. My camera went out. I know. So I'm just gonna start all over reading this again. And I was on a roll, and I was opening my packages up. So the packages are already open, and my camera just went dead with me opening those packages. So they're already open. So I'll just start back and read just the synopsis of North Joule again. Stolen by marauding Danes, Helena, desperate to escape their camp. Her unlikely capture comes in the form of a fierce Viking chieftain named Håkon, who takes her to the frozen north. Håkon wants to lay down his sword and live a peaceful farmer's life. Past betrayals left him cold to love, yet the Frankish woman who keeps his lone house thralls his icy heart. Helena wasn't born a slave. She wants nothing more than to return home, yet her stoic master fascinates her. He's as bold as the wild Northland. So if you haven't read let me see, can I get this to come up here? Or I'll just show you the new cover. North Joule by Gina Conkel. Give it a try. I really liked it. It's like a little slow burn romance because mostly he's gone sometime, and because he's always worn going to war or whatever, and she's there at his home keeping the, and I look like I remember a child. I think he has a son. I can't remember. I haven't read this in a while, but mostly it's her keeping his house and her at the village or whatever. And it's just there. It's just a slow. If you like those slow burn romances, this would be for you. But I really enjoyed it. It's a great. I enjoyed the story. North Joule by Gina Conkel. And I'm gonna show you now. I'll show you my book haul here and some more books. Like I said, I got this from Barnes and Noble. So I went on Barnes and Nobles to order the book because like I said, I wanted this cover. This right here, I wanted to order the book, but they don't have it in this cover anymore. So of course I found some more books on there by Gina Conkel that I wanted, so I ordered those. And this book right here, this was book 1. It's a little series, and so I ordered the second book in the series, and I'll show you that now. And like I said, I already opened the packages up. My camera went dead of me opening the packages, so sorry. So the packages have already been opened. So here's the second book in the series, To Find a Viking Treasure. I thought it might have been thicker than this, but it's not. It's just a little small book, so it shouldn't take me long to read that. If it's good, I'll go right through that. I hope it's good. I'm not going to read the back of it. It's To Find a Viking Treasure by Gina Conkel. I hope I'm pronouncing her last name right. And the second book I got by her is also historical, Meet the Earl at Midnight. I read the back of the synopsis of this. Not really enjoyed it, so I said I'll give it a try. Meet the Earl at Midnight by Gina Conkel. This is have any of you read this? It's a historical. And then I also got On Dublin Street by Samantha Young. I got this book right here. And I read the synopsis of this. I know you can go on Amazon and download samples, so I read the sample of this and I really liked it. Have any of you read this? If you have, let me know. Was it good? So like I said, I read the synopsis and it sounded good. So, and I read a sample and I got interested in it. It caught my attention, so I also purchased this, On Dublin Street by Samantha Young. And next I have, and the last 2 books I have here, I've already showed you. I've already recommended those, but I also just purchased a book, and here's Dirty English. And I think I forgot to mention her name in the, because I went back and looked at my video, what I already did. I forgot to mention her name, but I probably can't even pronounce her first name. Ilsa Madden-Mills. And she wrote Dirty English. Ilsa Madden-Mills. I really enjoyed this book. And it's not too thick either, so if you get it, it should be a quick read. Because I really enjoyed it. It didn't take me long to read it. And Stuck Up Soup is a little bit thicker, but you'll really enjoy this. Shouldn't take you long to read it. I just flew right through it. I really, really liked it. Stuck Up Soup. And that's all I have. I think those are all the books I have in my little haul here. And I'm just, I got my other book here that I'm going to read next. And it's Marguerite K, The Soldier's Dark Secret. This is next on my TBR. So I'm going to read this next. And I hope, I've been on a roll with reading books, and they've all been good. All the books I've read lately have been very good. So I hope I stay on that winning streak, and I hope this turned out to be an excellent, excellent read also. So that's all I have for now. Like I said, I hope everyone's having a good evening. And until next time, I will be doing another video because obviously I missed last week doing a video, so I'll be doing another video tomorrow. And I also, like I said, that book, A Promise of Fire, the second book in the series, which is let me go back in here and see what the name of that is. Breath of Fire should be here tomorrow, and I'll also show you that tomorrow. And I'll probably be recommending some older books tomorrow, some of my keepers that I've already got. So until then, keep reading those romances, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.